Welcome back. Dale Myers with Student Advance. Today, we're going to make it easy to add and subtract complex numbers. Now, complex numbers, the first thing we have to do is remember what a complex number is. It's a mixture of a real plus or minus some imaginary number. All right, like 5 plus 2i. That's an example of a complex number. Or I'll put that in parentheses. Let's say we wanted to add that to something like 7 minus 3i. That's another complex number. The easy way to do it is think, well, I have a real part and an imaginary part. So guess what? How about we add or subtract the reals? 5 plus 7 is 12. And then how about we do the same thing with the imaginaries? 2i plus negative 3i. 2 plus negative 3 is negative 1. So that's negative 1i, or just negative I. That is our answer. So again, when adding and subtracting complex numbers, you add the real parts, and then you add the imaginary parts. Straightforward. Let's do at least a couple more examples very quickly. So again, if we take negative 3 minus 5i, and we add 4 minus 2i. Again, let's combine like terms. This is just like algebra. I'm going to do my real numbers or my like numbers. Negative 3 plus 4, that's a positive 1. And then I'm going to come in here and say negative 5 minus 2i. Well, negative 5 minus 2 is negative 7i. And that will be our answer. Pretty easy, right? Let's just slightly switch it up just a little bit. What if we had to, if I gave you 4 minus 2i minus 3 minus I. This is the same thing. We're going to add the real numbers and add the imaginary numbers. The only trick is this negative symbol. We have to think, remember, this is like the same as negative 1 here. Let's distribute this negative 1 to everything inside the parentheses. So this becomes negative 1 times 3 is negative 3. Negative 1 times negative I. Well, negative times negative is positive. And then 1 times I is I. Again, the only trick is when you are subtracting, make sure you distribute your negative symbol, okay? Or your negative 1 in front. And now we're just going to simply bring down the other side, 4 minus 2i. Now let's combine like terms like we always do. 4, here's my real part, 4 minus 3, that's just 1. And finally, negative 2i plus 1i, negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1i. We just write that as I. So again, this has been how to add and subtract complex numbers. If you found the video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Next up, we're going to multiply complex numbers, and we're going to do it just like you would multiply any polynomial, any binomial, excuse me. All right, but again, stay tuned for that. Again, Dale Myers with Student Advance. Hope this has been helpful. Subscribe if you haven't. Take care.